We're going to let everyone start logging in. That's a tunage. There you go. Yeah.
How's the weather up there?
Beautiful today. It's about 55 degrees, sunny. We got a bunch of spots on the lake where you can see water now.
Gonna start icing out on you.
Yeah, I'm hoping. Almost get out to the dock. Get those chairs.
So what? By July, get in the water.
Hey, I get a little break of open water. I'm getting the kayaks and I'm going out fishing.
Now, here's the question: do you get anything ice fishing at all?
Yeah, I got some salmon. I had to put them back because it wasn't time of year yet to keep the salmon. All right, guys, we're going live in a minute and 40 seconds.
Never happened.
Well, yeah. Just like the animatronic moose.
Yeah, it is. That's reality. There's no moose in Maine.
Seen a lot of moose.
Scott and I still haven't seen a moose.
Scott,
There's Moosehead Deer.
I know it's my fault for some reason because 20 years counting, still no moose.
how's the weather there? What was it like today, guys?
It was beautiful, except I was stuck in a building for 12.5 hours, so I don't really know.
Scott, you were out and about.
Yeah, went up to Litchfield today. It was beautiful. What a beautiful ride that is.
Yeah.
My dog's birthday today.
Oh,
Got him some ice cream.
nice. Happy birthday.
Yeah. He's 4.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Guys, going live in about 38 seconds, everyone. Thanks for joining in. See some more eyeballs popping up. We're live on both of our Facebook channels and on our YouTube. If you're commenting or watching on the back end of our website, you're not going to be able to communicate through the comments. It's just a view only. So if you want to communicate with us, ask any questions, head over to our YouTube channel or head over to Facebook, either one of our pages, and you'll be able to comment and communicate with us there on those channels. Have a countdown. We have 5 seconds before we are officially live, even though we are live right now. All right, guys, welcome. T4 Survival Live, Sunday night, 7 p.m. Thanks for joining us. We are in the midst of April 5th and COVID-19. So hope all is well. Guys, I know you said it was a pretty decent day there in Connecticut. Up here in Maine, we got about 55 degrees, sunny, and really nice outside today. So looking forward.
Does anybody know what day of the week it is?
What day of the week is
Tuesday.
it? Well,
It's a Monday, right?
just because I know we go live on Sunday nights at 7, it's Sunday. But other than that, I had to check the day every day of the week.
Hello.
So, guys, we want to start off today's conversation talking about preparedness, right? Because Mike and I we're bouncing stuff back and forth along with Scott talking about preparedness, right, Mike? Talking about emergency straws. Talk to me.
Yeah, people are. I know it's a common thing, and everybody's nervous. I get it, and people are, freaking out, buying cases and pallets of toilet paper, and it's not too late to kind of prepare yourself to be in a better position if something like this happens.
Mhm.
A snowstorm, you could be stuck in a house. Back in the wonderful October storm of 2008 in the Northeast,
Mm-hmm.
Connecticut, some of us were without power for a week, and some of us who had generators didn't lose our minds because we just plugged a refrigerator in and
Right.
read more and hung out with the family. And so if you want to start thinking about these things, you don't have to rush out and max out your credit card to feel like you're prepared.
Yeah.
Buy a little extra here and there. You can think of family solutions, some water filtration. It's a wide field of items you can get, from life straw into individual life straws to ones that are life straws that are for the family or community.
Right.
And price goes up with the size that you're working on. There's even some great material out there. You could make your own water filtration. There's how-to books.
Yeah.
And try it before. You give it a shot.
Yeah.
It's when you're running around trying to find the materials or a how-to book or maybe your internet's down, it's too late.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to necessarily be able to access this information. Do you know how to start a fire? If you want to say that you're out of power and you want to have a makeshift grill,
Right.
and you want to cook some of the food up, and you don't have any other way. Well, if you don't know how to make a fire, you've never tried it, it's very frustrating that first time.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. This is a good time to
buy
practice.
a couple extra things, canned food.
Yeah.
Canned food, throw a couple extra, get a flat of whatever and throw it in the back of the closet and cycle it out every so often.
Yeah.
There's even the long-term food solution. All these companies, I won't pick one or say one's better than the other, but you do your research and they're out there. You can get the food that sits on the shelf for 25 years. I mean, yeah, you start thinking, well, it's a little crazy, but when you can't get access to things, if things got worse, you need something.
Yeah.
And you can feel that security where even if it's a month's worth of food or supplies or 2 years, that sounds a little extreme to me, but hey, who knows?
Right.
At least you have that in the back. Hopefully you'll never need it, and it's in the back of your closet.
Right. Absolutely. And I want to say hi to a few people jumping on. I got a bunch of hellos coming. Michael, how are you? Deanna, good to see you. Jeff, Patrick. Thanks for joining us, Patrick. Appreciate it. We're talking about emergency preparedness and items to have. And guys, let's be real here. I know things are bad and with COVID-19 and the spread and all that, but being home isn't that bad. And it's there's no need to really freak out. I mean, you've got the necessities. It's not like we're think about 50 years ago, 80 years ago, everyone was living at home and living off the land and providing for themselves and all that. I mean, this isn't. I think it would be worse if we didn't have power. I think it would be worse if obviously if internet went down. I think a lot of people would freak out, right? But we have power, we have resources, and I think everyone just needs to remain calm right now, but also think smart and be well prepared in case things do happen for a little bit more of an extended period of time. What are you going to do right now if you do lose power for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days?
Drag my generator out.
Do you have enough gas for the generator?
Do
you have enough?
Now's the time to buy gas.
Exactly.
Now's the time to get gas.
Yeah, you can see the
gas
price.
is cheap now, right?
I filled up. I was talking to Scott
Fill those gas tanks.
before I went on air. I was telling Scott filled up $1.69 a gallon. $1.69 a gallon up here. Hey, Logan.
I thought $2.09 was impressive around here. That's pretty good.
Logan, good to see you. Thanks for joining us online. Patrick.
The most expensive guy in town he's down to $1.90 something now. So that's really good.
Yeah.
So I know we covered kind of the basic necessities and stuff, like from your toilet paper to you're out of hand sanitizer, or you can do a water bleach mixture. I'm not going to start dictating what percentages you should put in there, but I did a 30-to-1. I keep a spray bottle in the truck and some napkins, and I just clean up the steering wheel every once in a while or my keys, and I don't have to worry about running to the store and buying it. Because I went to the store the other day, and you couldn't even get rubbing alcohol.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Bleach isn't available.
Yep. So, guys, there's plenty of opportunities to get a hold of things while you're out there. Just think smart. There you have access to the internet to find a lot of these supplies, and if you have questions, you can always put them in the comments. I see people commenting on Facebook. Patrick's like, yeah, less than $2 a gallon. Hey, Jennifer, you joined us. How are you, Jennifer? Good evening. Welcome to the live chat here Sunday night. So, just be prepared. Think ahead.
We talked about items. So another thing, like what you've started doing with the online classes, if you're in a situation where you want to start learning self-defense, you're a little nervous about being in a class situation, take the online class, join and start learning how to protect yourself.
Absolutely.
We had a rash of people running out to try and buy firearms. And then they realized, the laws don't let me just buy a gun when I walk in the door if I'm not licensed or haven't gone through my, whatever requirements for my state.
Right.
So there's an opportunity now. We're all stuck in the house. There's 3 classes a week you can log into and learn how to defend yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah, and the classes.
Not only that, Mike.
Go ahead, Scott.
Not only that, nobody's holding not even that. Nobody's holding classes.
Yeah.
So even if you were to get a gun, you can't do anything because you're not certified unless you keep it at your house.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So even that's a big problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Patrick, I'm going to put this up on the screen for Patrick. You guys can see this. Let's see. Okay. heat fuel treatment is about 99% alcohol, plus or minus, and I've seen some ways of using that, right? So thinking out of the box a little bit, thinking about different ways that you can use things around to be able to sanitize and use. That's very smart, Patrick. I love it. Love the way you're thinking, man. So talking about the classes, too, we've had lots of people jumping on from around the country because, like you said, Scott, there's no place really open for firearm training, so people are logging on to start their Krav Maga training, get some self-defense training. Mm-hmm. And I put out 2 videos. We released one today, and the second one's coming out. Maybe I'll pop it up after we get off our live. But just teaching the basic foundational skills, right? Stance, punches, straight punches, hook punches, uppercuts. Because the reality is everything comes back to that foundation, comes back to the basics. I could teach you all day long how to defend against a knife attack, do a gun takeaway, but if you don't know how to strike and hit that person afterwards, keep a good balance and base, it's going to be futile. You're not going to have the proper skills to be able to survive that type of attack or fight.
Well, and that's hand in hand with firearms and training.
Yeah.
And firearms practice and everything else. Without the good foundation and good foundational skills, you could tell me, oh, I'm going to do whatever tactical maneuver you're thinking about, but if you can't do the basics,
right,
then don't bother.
No, absolutely.
You got to learn to walk before you can run.
No, totally.
And the most basic thing is the stance. Stance is very important. You don't realize how important the stance is,
right,
until you're throwing punches.
Absolutely.
Everybody wants to lean forward and try to get that extra inch when it's actually you don't lean forward.
Right.
So
no, absolutely. So here's the thumbnail.
I'm teaching that, and I'm doing that with my kids. I see with them, I'm teaching them, and they're leaning forward. Right. So I do the whole pull the bag away, and they step forward. So that is the most important, is the base, is the fighting stance.
Absolutely. If you guys are interested in jumping online with us, you're not a member of one of our training centers or don't train with us regularly, go on to our website, t4survival.com/online, and right from there you'll be able to book an online class, get a link to log in and join us live. When we are live, though, we don't use just Facebook, we don't use YouTube. We actually have a private streaming service that we use that is secure. It allows you to register for the event, so we know everyone that's participating, and you can ask questions and have Q&A and we interact back and forth during the class. So it's not just like these other fitness classes you see everyone doing from their bedroom on Facebook. This is a legit broadcasting system set up where we're able to interact with our clients, make sure that it's high resolution, really good graphic sound, and you're getting a really high-end class as if I was standing directly in front of you inside of a training center. So again, if you're looking for the class to jump in and join us, go to t4survival.com/online and register now to join us in an upcoming class. Next class tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. That was a good segue, by the way, Mike.
Yeah, I know I'm biased to it, but I got to tell you, I've enjoyed the classes.
Yeah.
Being stuck home, my son he's very into Krav Maga. He's enjoyed a lot of the instruction.
Yeah. We're
doing the classes together. We we pull one of the cars out of the garage, so we have a spot to not break anything, and we take part in the class. So it's a good time. You're hanging out with my youngest, and we're having a blast.
That's great. Yeah, I know. I've gotten some pretty awesome feedback from the clients about joining the class and getting a lot out of it, and it's great to have that little bit of structure, knowing every Monday and Wednesday 6:30 p.m. you're going to be able to log on and join us for class, and then Saturday mornings at 9:30. So I hope I could see a bunch of you guys online with us tomorrow and get a good workout in and be able to do it from the comfort of your own home. And Mike, you brought up a really good point. What if you're nervous about coming into the training center? Great way for you to kind of keep it private and just get the basic foundational skills. And then when we get things back open and operational again, you can just segue right into regular classes, which is fantastic, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Something else to note too is that if you guys want to get started with a little bit of training sooner than later, there's also opportunities for private online training with Scott, Mike, or I. So if you're looking at questions on foundational skills and shooting, if you're looking at questions on combative work or self-defense techniques, you have access to us to do some private training sessions, and we can book that as well. So just send us a message and let us know, okay? Jeff is mentioned, if you stockpile food, don't talk about it to others in the event things ever get really bad. That's a really good point, right? Yeah. Make sure to keep that information to yourself.
I would say the same thing for everything. Anything you have set up for your family and to keep your loved ones safe and comfortable in a time of crisis.
Yeah.
That's your business.
Right.
That's not to be out.
Yeah.
It's like this. It's like the person that does open carry. Listen, if you want to open carry, that's your business. But as a bad guy, if I'm thinking like they are, I'm walking in. You're my first target if I'm going to cause harm.
Yeah.
Because you just told me that you're ready to try to stop that bad guy.
Yeah.
So they're going to take you off first, in my opinion.
Right. No, absolutely. Yeah. So stop talking about your stockpile of ammunition and toilet paper and food, and just keep it to yourself. No reason to gloat about it or talk about it. Right.
I've got toilet paper buried all throughout the backyard. So
I only have one of these.
So. Oh.
If you want it, come get it.
Oh, that was cruel. There's a lot of.
You don't want it. I think Scott was saying he showers with it on. I don't know why, but
I do.
That wasn't always a face mask, so you may not want that.
Yeah. It was underwear last week.
Oh man, people are coming up with some really unique ideas of things to use for protection there. Patrick says, "Good point, Jeff. Your friends are your friends till they get desperate, huh?" And I do have faith in humanity, but anyone panic doesn't think right. Kind of tied into something like Crop Trainer mentioned. Yeah, I mentioned this is about the IQ. When you get in that adrenaline dump, your IQ drops severely. Someone isn't much different. I hate that. I hate what this situation has done to all of us. I hate feeling paranoid about the guy broaching the 6-foot mark, and I dislike the way that he has made me leery of strangers. Not to mention not being able to be close to friends and family. Right? So he's concerned. Right?
Yeah, that's on everybody.
Yeah.
People. I mean, the funny thing is, though, if you think about it, a lot of us will go to work, we'll complain about a coworker or dealing with somebody out when we have to be at those locations.
Yeah.
We have an opportunity not to be bothered with everybody, and we're complaining about that now.
Right.
Yeah.
Because now we don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody comes to my office and
I like
talks to me
going
anymore.
up north in Maine and sit on a lake. I don't want to be bothered by anybody.
Right.
Now I have to sit at home and not be bothered, and I'm like, what's going on out there? Everybody's. Yeah, I did a Google Hangout the other night with some friends from school when I was growing up, just to kind of catch up with everybody and socialize. I get tired of looking at everybody I'm living with.
I just want to hug somebody else other than my immediate family.
Well, you guys are, essential. So you're also out working too. Being in law enforcement. So you guys are, you got to be out there and working. So as always, guys, thank you for what you do and thank you for being out there. Patrick says, "LOL." So my Friday reloading sessions I've been doing may be a bad idea. So publicly announcing.
Don't tell anybody about them.
Make it a private Friday reloading session. And
do you have any for sale? That's the next question for everybody.
Where do you live?
Oh, hey, so
just flap your address in the comments, please.
Please private message.
We're gonna send Mike to the front door.
So last week, Sunday, we were playing video, and we realized that the setting in our broadcast software here didn't allow us to comment over the video, so the video audio took over. And I didn't figure that out until people messaged me at the end of the live stream and they were watching the replay. So we jumped back on and we did a video on door penetration this past week. If you missed that, go to our YouTube after we finish off with the live stream or check it out on our Facebook live stream. We did that, I believe it was Tuesday night, where you'll be able to see us demonstrate the door penetration again, and you'll hear our commentary on that while it's happening. But the other video that we played last week that you missed was a DEA officer, and we talked about safety and training, right? So I promised I was going to replay it again tonight. Some people asked us to replay it again tonight, so I'm going to go to that clip now. But you'll be able to hear us and listen to the commentary as the video is playing, guys. So I'm going to go to it now. Go.
You guys, if somebody ever comes around you talking to you about
all right,
run away from them.
Trained professionals
here. You understand what I'm saying? Run away from them.
Qualifies, works with firearms, and mistakes happen with everybody. That's why we push safety and training is our number one priority. If you come to our camps, it's one of the most commented items.
Right.
a mistake with handling firearms can be devastating.
Absolutely.
You know, and then it's embarrassing. I mean, embarrassing is one thing, but you know, this guy now has serious injuries.
Yeah. So this is a DEA officer that is doing a demonstration in a Florida school.
40.
And we're going to be quiet for a second so you can hear. Showing off his Glock.
Too short. All of them talk about Glock 40. Okay, I'm the only one in this room professional
The Glock just went off
that I
on
know
someone.
of that carries this Glock 40.
That doesn't
I'm the
help.
only
There you go.
No, is everybody all
Put your
right?
finger on the trigger, buddy.
Yeah.
You all right? Stop, this is false. I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had an AD.
You got to watch out with your equipment too.
Yeah.
So we talked about the concealed carry and holstering in a concealed holster, and you know they've had issues with officers holstering up in plain clothes, and they had those like tags or those tightening strings.
Yeah.
Getting caught up in the trigger and having a negligent discharge.
Right.
You know, it wasn't even a matter of finger on the trigger. Material got caught in there as they're holstering.
Yeah. Yep. So we wanted to show that video just so that you guys can understand even trained professional, in his status. And by the way, he's still on the job because I've done some training with the DEA over the years and met some agents that are actually familiar with him and know him, and he's still on the job. So I imagined. I guess he gets razzed pretty good for that incident, and it's still circulating around the internet with people like us keeping it alive. But I think it's important for everyone to see that.
So there was a comment that they noticed that he did a check on the weapon to see if it was safe.
Yeah.
Just looking doesn't always cut the mustard there. You know, you look and feel,
and
you're going to feel if there's a round in the chamber.
Absolutely, and
that
person that he showed, I don't think was qualified in knowing where. You know, he was just showing an employee that was sitting off to the side. It wasn't someone from the agency, and was just hey, is this clear? Do you see anything inside of there? And obviously there was. The guy didn't know what to check for. That's why it's physical.
Yeah.
Always stick your finger in there. And I mentioned this last week. I'm going to mention it again, everyone. Even when we are training. In our training center, at special events, even if I hand a training weapon to Mike or Scott, they hand me a training weapon, even if it's rubber, even if it's plastic, even if it's a metal, or it doesn't matter, we still check it as if it's a real weapon, see if the slide is operational. If it is operational, we open that up, we stick our finger inside, and we check to make sure everything is completely clear. We treat it as if it's a real weapon, and that should be the standard going across the board. Right?
Yeah, always physically and visually inspect your handgun, always.
Yep. I do that with my kids.
And that's if you give it to somebody else, they check it. You should verify when you receive it back.
Yeah. Oh,
so you just make sure your equipment is in a state that you truly understand or know and can confirm.
You know,
I was at a precision marksman competition, and the range safety guys they were checking your rifle, telling you to close the slide the bolt home and pull the trigger.
Right.
If I didn't go, and they were trying to get you to do it right after they checked.
Right.
I checked after he checked and found there was a live round. It would have gone off.
Right.
So you can't trust what the other person's saying. You have to trust what you can confirm.
Absolutely. Right. Trust yourself over anybody else. I always say there's always one person you can always rely on in any situation. Self-defense situation, home invasion, carjacking, terrorism, active shooter. There's always one person you always rely on, and that's yourself. Same thing when it comes to this training. Check it yourself. I trust my training partners, but I trust myself 100%. I'm going to always check it and make sure. And people make mistakes. So always good to make sure that you're checking it yourself. And don't feel embarrassed by that either. Have that confidence to still check the weapon and still make sure everything is safe when you need to. All right. So we've got, let's go into, guys, if you're okay with it, I want to go into the one of those items you sent over to me today, Mike. I think this would be funny to bring up onto the screen. Let's have some fun with this. All right, here we go. Where is it? Our tactical.
Is this the game?
This is the tactical item.
Yeah. It's the game changer right here, guys.
I hope this is the one that we plan on airing here. So, this here?
No, that's not it.
You want the other one? Well, let's talk about this one. I'll grab the other one too.
Stupid.
That's a runner-up.
That's a runner-up.
This is. Let's not mix alcohol and firearms, but let's have a bottle opener on our rifle. Yeah, that's intelligent.
Oh man.
That is,
hey, only $8, you can set yourself up for disaster. Yeah.
That's awesome. Nothing wrong with that. That's nice.
And then here's the other item that we want to bring up. And we're going to let this little video play here for a minute here. All right.
Yeah, this is a good one.
All right.
This right here is a total game changer.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh.
That bad boy, huh?
Yeah. I'm going to make this a little
Yeah,
bigger.
right there.
Look at the
Doubles as a ballistic shield.
I like in the beginning how they make it look so nice and shiny and nice. Like, this is beautiful.
Oh, it's
Look
good.
at that lens.
Wait till you see them operating with it. I'm going to keep this video on so everyone can see it. There you go. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Look at that thing. Wow. that doesn't look heavy at all.
That doesn't get in the way.
No. Watch
This
it.
is
Watch it
probably
go
the
in
best, one of the best April Fool's jokes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
For
This guy's got to hold up from a broom handle. He can't even hold it up.
Oh, yeah, backwards.
So much. Oh, there you
This
go.
is the best.
Oh, man.
You can shoot backwards with this thing.
He's got optics on the optic. You never know.
On the optic. There's one on the other side.
Yeah.
All right. I got to shut this guy
I
off.
was gonna put a TV screen on my AR-15.
Yeah, why not, right?
Remember
Watch
those,
a little TV while you're clearing the house.
remember those old little TVs you could buy in like the late 80s, early
Oh,
90s?
Little black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put like 18D batteries inside of it.
Now we're really dating ourselves.
Listen, when you go through a house, you gotta watch something when you're smashing a house. You know.
You can have the weather going. You can have a couple different TV stations on that thing.
Yeah, Patrick said the same thing you did, Sky. He goes, just mount a TV monitor on it.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know what you could put on the bottom? Maybe you could get the dish, get DirecTV dish and pop that in the bottom there.
That's next. That's, hey,
Right next
Mike,
to the battle
Mike,
opener.
Mike, let's put something together where we get a satellite screen on our rifle.
There you
Or
go.
a satellite dish on our rifle.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah, Deanna says
No,
that's badassery right there. Right. Is that what that's called?
Where's true South?
I don't think it's badassery. I think you need to separate those words. It's bad ass, or I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
That's just something that's tactical, and I don't see the reason that you would actually.
No, that's a great joke. That's just awesome. They put a lot of effort into that.
Yeah, they did put effort into that. Yes, they did. And guys, if you have any questions for us, go ahead and type them in the comments. As you can see, we're reading them out loud here. Some we broadcast, some that we don't. So if you have questions for us, put them in the comments, whether you're on one of our Facebook pages, you're on our YouTube. If you're watching this from our website, then you won't be able to comment and interact with us. So maybe jump off the website, or next week go into one of our social media channels. And from there, you'll be able to interact with us and discuss and talk. But if you have any questions, put them in. Oh, Deanna says she wants one of those for Christmas. Okay.
What, a TV? A TV or that scope?
I think it was the ballistic shield with the two optics on the side. Yeah, the gold edition. David,
I think you could see into next week with that thing.
You can take X-rays too.
and Deanna wants it in pink.
Oh,
I heard they're doing a special line just for that request, actually.
Yeah. Jennifer says, "Oh, that's just bad." Yeah. And David wants to know, Scott, what are you drinking? Iced tea, chocolate milk. Or is it over there that you're drinking, Scott?
Warm milk.
Warm milk. Okay.
Scott opens up juice boxes because he's afraid to have the juice box on screen.
I will say, Mike, I am drinking out of this Mission Barbecue out of Southington now. That's a great place.
There you go.
Let's
Well,
go.
last week I was advertising Batman, right? So the cat's out of the bag. Everyone knows now. So if you want to do a little swipe in the front for Mission.
Stop doing that, guys. Oh, no, we're not. They're not real sponsors. Stop.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, maybe they will be.
Well,
This is not how this works.
that's
Jamie said present it, so I did.
all right. You know what? You're
Yeah,
right.
but
Let's
Batman-
keep it down.
Anyway, they support law enforcement and veterans, so they're okay in my book.
There are. That's the exception. You win.
There you go. So,
Okay.
so go ahead and give him a plug. Who was it again?
Mission Barbecue.
Isn't there a Mission Barbecue now in Southington, in Connecticut?
Yes.
Yeah. So
That's where we
Route
went.
10, Queen Street in Southington.
got it.
Yeah, that big one.
So
it was like an M wrap in the front or something.
yeah. So
it's
if anyone
Culture
from
vehicles,
Mission
2.5.
Barbecue is watching, thanks for your support for law enforcement. That's outstanding. Hey, Patrick asks if we haven't already, maybe touch on the face mask issue that was discussed recently. A slippery slope, perhaps, but maybe eye-opening. You're talking about the 3M?
That's a good segue. Thank you. I guess we assume, or I assume, that people realize that we don't just run off at the mouth. And if we bring up a topic or post something, there's articles or there's information or something, our knowledge, training, and or research has, we understand and we're sharing.
Yeah.
Recently we posted a comment about the now everybody's wearing masks and gloves, and for the bad guy, that's just a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're doing it. They're taking advantage of the situation, like they do even without these items.
Right.
And now they're just, it's easier for them. Everybody's walking in with their faces obscured and their hands are covered.
Yeah.
It's a possibility. So you just gotta be careful. And that's basically what we're saying. And then we quickly posted multiple articles when somebody wanted to try and make a comment about it, which is, hey, call us out. That's fine.
Yeah.
But we don't share stuff that we don't have something to back it up.
Right.
And I think maybe at least in my the way I was seeing it, with posting that when we talked about it, our clients know us very well, and the people we interact with. So I guess we maybe forgot that there's a wider audience at times. I don't apologize for that getting posted by no means, because it's the truth.
Absolutely.
And it is what's going on.
You will not find anything posted on our social media channels that isn't substantiated, research checked, and verified. If not by all three of us, but at least a couple of us, making sure that it's valid information, number one. And so everyone knows, let's be truthful here, guys. When I sent that meme and created that meme earlier in the week, I didn't even know about any incidents actually happening. It was just a mindset I had. And so I put the meme out.
Next thing you brought it up, we already knew of several.
So it was just, something I'm like, oh man, imagine if someone takes advantage of this situation. This must be great for criminals. And I made the meme, I put it out there, and then bam, everyone's like, hey, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? And then you guys are messaging me, and I'm like, wow. It's just, it's sad but true. It's sad but true, guys.
Not everybody is a bad guy. Not everybody's going to do this. Not everybody's going to take advantage of it. But predators and people that are willing to take from you or take from others, they're gonna.
Yeah, they are.
It's never going to change. It's I don't care what utopia storybooks you're reading. We live in reality here.
Right.
It is what it is.
No, absolutely. And
I could try more.
Yeah. I just think that we all need to be just aware of our surroundings and think clearly.
Want to sponsor?
Oh, is that Pellegrino? It's a little blurred. It's completely blurred.
Hey,
Oh, there you go.
They're not a sponsor, Mike. Hey, they don't sponsor us, Mike.
Someone's asking.
They drink so much of it.
Are you ready to create a little storm here? Ready? Someone's asking if someone can make a custom holster for that weapon with the mount on the front.
It's almost at a point where we want to challenge David at Kydex Holster Solutions to make some of these things. I'm willing to fork in some money towards them, because nobody would ever use it. It's like AR-15 holster. Remember on that page you were looking at?
Right.
I mean, really, I'm not going to holster my AR-15. I have seen David does make one, a clip that'll go in your molly, so you can actually rest it on there.
Right.
Go hands free a little bit, which is kind of very cool. We played around with it. That's a kind of a neat little an attachment, or something that can be functional.
Oh, absolutely.
But a true AR-15 holster, you're going to put it on your leg and walk around like it's a handgun. I don't think so.
No.
I might have to see David for one of those, Mike. Honestly.
Well,
what's that?
Seriously, no, really. The AR-15 for the Molly. I might have to look into that.
Oh, look into it. Yeah.
I think I've got the picture.
My sling.
Very cool. I tried it on with the play carrier, and I think I was fooling around with it was an airsoft rifle, which is, you could get garbage airsoft rifles, or you can get decent ones that have approximately the same weight as a regular AR loaded up.
Right.
And I had it in the clip, and I was kind of hopping up and down a little bit. As you can imagine, due to my size, I don't get much height. But I was fooling around with it, and it worked well. I liked it. I keep harassing him. I want one. He says I'm not a paying customer, so I don't get anything.
Dave. So Dave,
Actually,
if you're listening,
hey, so I have to pay anyway.
Oh, David's on.
Dave, if you're listening, If you're listening, Dave, my birthday is the beginning of May, so just throwing that out there.
What color do you want, Scott?
Black, of course.
Oh, okay, of course.
Hey, wait a minute. My birthday was 2 weeks ago. I didn't get anything. Dave, where's my package? Jeez.
Hey, listen, I don't want to hear it. My birthday was 5 months ago. You guys can all be quiet now.
All right, we're done. Yeah, if you're looking for a custom holster, David, Kydex Holster Solutions, tell him that you are sent to him through T4 Survival, and he'll take really good care of you. He's the best around, and we worked with many throughout the years, and he's the man. He's the man. So look him up, KydexHolsterSolutions.com. And yes, Deanna, he could probably make a holster for that weapon. May not be pretty to walk around in it, but yes, I'm sure he can.
Yeah, I've actually gone to him some interesting requests. He made me a chest rig for my 17, my 45, and that was a little different. I know he also did a chest rig for a revolver with an optic on the top.
Yeah,
and he's done some cool stuff.
So Patrick is the one that engaged us on that topic on the meme that we put up this past week, and he's on with us right now.
Okay.
So he's engaging with us. But yeah, it's just a sad state of affairs, Patrick. And it's just this reality, right? And obviously, we all live in a world that we need to be real here. And I want to think everyone is a nice person, and I'm a very peaceful person. But the reality is that there's a lot of bad out there, and hence why our training center is so busy and packed, and why all of our training classes are sold out, is because people realize the importance of getting training and knowing how to deal with situations, right, guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I got somebody turn on the light.
I was just thinking it was only a matter of time. So we're kind of cynical. Mike and I are kind of cynical, but we're just probably thinking it's only a matter of time.
Well, I mean, we get jaded. Unfortunately, we get jaded because of what we do.
Yeah.
We see a lot of the negative and the bad side of things.
Right.
But we're constantly given the proof into that. And granted, we a segment of society, but they're out there.
Right. No, absolutely. Someone's asking for T4 gear. Yes, we're relaunching the T4 Survival store on the website, and have some time to work on that over the next couple of weeks. So we're going to get a new site launch, so you get some more apparel, like our awesome hats here that I know we've got a bunch that got sold and people have been requesting. And we'll have some sweatshirts and T-shirts and lots of other apparel coming out as well. So keep an eye out for that, and when that gets launched, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Guys, if you have any comments for us before we sign off in the next 10 minutes or so, put them in the comments below. If you have anything self-defense related, tactical gear related. I know I had a question from this past week, and Scott, you and I discussed a little bit before we jumped on, is weapons and ammunition. Now, we're going to cover this briefly about purchasing ammo and about what grain and weights mean on the rounds when you purchase them. But Scott and I said what we're going to do is we're going to get 3 of us together, hopefully this week, and we're going to record a video and post it for you guys that will get a little bit more in depth about walking into a store and purchasing ammunition and being able to know exactly what you're looking at, what to ask for, so you feel a little bit more educated before you walk into the store. But the question, Scott, was grain. What the heck is grain when it comes to a weapon? And you brought it up this past week when we did the video on Tuesday night about the rounds going through the door, and we were shooting the .223. You said that was only a 55 grain round, and that started the conversation of what is grain. So you want to take that lead for a second, Scott?
Yeah, well, for law enforcement and civilians, the grain is the weight of the bullet. And that's pretty much really all you really need to know. For law enforcement, 55 grain is more law enforcement type. I think it's a 65 grain .223. That's what most law enforcement use. But if you have an AR-15, the .223, 55 grain is a pretty good round. Again, it's the weight of the bullet. So if you have a handgun, I'm used to 45. I carry the 45. You guys carry the 9, Jamie carry the 40. You could probably 45 is, I use a Winchester 45 ammo with a .230 grain. Again, that's just the weight of the bullet.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a pretty standard weight too.
Right.
It's all you really need to know. the 55 grain 223 and a 65, there's really not much difference. So
here's the thing to note about this. That's when you're talking the weight of the bullet. Now, most people think of a bullet as the whole cartridge, the whole round and the cartridge. Scott's only talking about the very end there. That Jamie, you have a round handy?
I got one.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Scott.
Right here.
Yeah.
So
This
that
here is
gold, the lighter gold is the casing, and that copper up top is what he's talking about for the round. And that's
This
with
is
the weight.
That is the only thing that comes out of the gun is this little, and this is 230 grain. That's it.
Yeah.
Again, when you shoot, the shell casing flips out the side. This is the only thing that shoots down the barrel into the target. Again, what you're weighing is this tip here, not where the brass meets the bullet. So from here, that's the 230 grain. So that's all you really need to know. They're all pretty much standard. If you find one that's a little less or a little more, I mean, you're not going to see a difference. You're not going to notice a difference. The only thing is how far it goes or what it can penetrate or anything like that. So if you carry 45, 230 grain, Mike, what, I don't even know what, and that was that 9 millimeters, what, 115?
19 is
something like that.
115.
Yeah.
The ball ammo we usually get for training.
Right.
You're shooting ball ammo anyway. 230 grain, that's fine. I carry on duty is the Winchester Plus P. That's a 230 grain as well.
Yeah.
So they're pretty much the same. It's just the bullet head does something different. So that's all you really need.
And Mike, if you want to touch upon just really quick on long distance shooting, that makes a difference in that grain, right?
Like you're talking 1,000 yards. Now, if you're talking 308 at 1,000 yards, 168 grain, which is what most your shooting is going to be, is going to tumble at 1,000. Now, to get around that, you get a heavier round. The 175 grain round will fly straight. It will maintain its course. Even saying that, though, with 168 grain, I'm still tagging the target where I want to. It's just going to keyhole as it goes through.
Right.
And it's just performing differently. So that's what you're seeing there. That you have a little less velocity because of the weight difference,
right.
But you have a little more stability in flight at that distance too. So you're a little trade-off, but you're having a more consistent performance in how it flies.
Great, excellent. Guys, we're going to get signing off here in a few minutes. So if you have questions for us, put them in the comments below. A couple of finishing things. I know, Scott, you want to mention something before we sign off. And I just want to remind everyone that if you're looking to join us online for classes, or you know people that are interested in getting online and training with me, the classes are Monday, Wednesday nights at 6:30 p.m., Saturday mornings at 9:30 a.m. You can pay per the class, or we're offering now memberships where you get access to all the classes online. Go to our website, t4survival.com/online. From there, you'll be able to book a class. Or if you have questions for me before you sign up, you can always go to a website, start a chat with us, and you'll get one of the
something to think about for the people thinking about these classes, Jamie.
Yeah.
You have if someone comes to you with a group of friends and they want to have a private all together virtually.
Right. Well, we have the group from Florida, right? So we have a group from Florida that reached out to us this past week that wants to jump into the classes. And so what I did for them is I put together a half-hour mini private session with them, virtual, online, interactive with me, a half hour before that class starts. And so this group is going to jump on with us and do that private session so they have foundational skills. I'll teach them stance, movements, punching, palm strikes, answer any questions they might have so they have a nice foundation before they jump in that class. And at 9:30, as soon as, because they're doing it on Saturday morning at 9:30, they're going to go live with everybody else and be ready to rock and roll in class. So if you have a group of friends, or maybe you're at a training center and it's closed, or at a gym, and or you're in a traditional martial arts studio and you're looking for training, get a group together, message us. We'll put together a private training session with you guys online and get you guys involved in the class right away and get you up to speed as quickly and as we can, so that you feel really good about jumping in and get you rocking and rolling. I mean, there's not a better time than right now to be able to do these classes. And after the class is over, they're archived. So everyone that comes into these training sessions, you get a link afterwards where you can go on and review the class and replay it and do the workout if you want over the next couple of days before the next class happens. And you get access to all the archives. And on that archive database, I also put some extra videos on talking about technique and breaking things down a little bit. So it's a great opportunity, guys, to get some training in, and hopefully you guys will be able to join us online for classes. Scott, why don't you talk a little bit about what, your plug there?
All right. So my wife and kids decided to come up with it's a give back campaign. So it's called Elmwood Cares. So what they're doing is Sergio's. It's a pizza restaurant in Hamden,
Connecticut.
What you can do if you can, in Connecticut, if you can, they're taking donations. If you call and say you're calling for the Elmwood Care campaign, you could donate money. And what's going to happen at a certain time in April, they're going to tally up everything, make food. We don't know what they're going to make yet, but they're going to make hot plates and send it down to Yale for all the nurses and the doctors.
Great.
So right about now, they're probably up to about a little over $300.
Wow.
So at the time frame, I think it's like April 15th or somewhere around there, they're going to tally the total, make a ton of food, and send it down to Yale as a give back, as a thank you.
Wow, that's great.
So, again, it's pretty awesome. Again, my wife and kids,
right.
This is what they did. They went around the neighborhood, passed out flyers at every house, and that's what they did. It's pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
So,
great.
If you can, that's Sergio's in Hamden, and the phone number, if you want to call, is 203-248-2564, and just say you want to donate to the Elmwood Cares campaign.
Excellent.
If you do, I thank you in advance.
Great.
Let's take care of those who are taking care of us.
You notice how dark Mike is getting over there? He's outside, broadcasting to us, and it's like
I'm outside, back enjoying the weather.
You need to get a flashlight, put it under your face, and start making those.
He's using the darkness as concealment,
not cover, which we talked about earlier in the week. There it is.
Better.
Nice. I also want to give a plug out to Jay Bodell. He dropped off this patch to me quite a few weeks ago. I told him I was going to say hello. I appreciate the patch. We put this on our law enforcement dedication wall that we have in the training center. I appreciate all that you do, Jay. Jay's been very involved with the Special Olympics, the torch run, the plunge, which he does every year, and we've been supporting him for I don't know how many years, a lot of years now. And the plunge is canceled for this year to support the Special Olympics. Jay, thanks for all that you do, and outstanding police officer, and we support you in everything that you do. So thank you. We appreciate that. Guys, anything you want
to... Thanks, Jay. You're doing good work.
Yeah, outstanding. You guys want to say anything before we sign off?
Yeah, just for people that our clients and people watching, I know we all have to go grocery shopping, but if you get somebody in line with you that's acting squirrely, people are at wit's end, some of these people, and if they're screaming for space, give it to them, because it's not worth having an altercation over. You may be in the right, and they may be totally whacked out of their mind with what's going on. Just be careful, because it's not worth having them go hands on with you or get in your face. We're trying to avoid that too. So just be cautious.
I always promote when we're doing our verbalization drills and training about we do a lot of de-escalation skills, right? Verbalization, trying to de-escalate things and trying to be able to walk away from a situation without having to get physical. And, a situation might be you're walking through a restaurant, intoxicated person bumps into you and he starts yelling and screaming at you. You dropped his beer and he's going to kick your butt. And being able to de-escalate things and being able to try to walk away without getting physical is a main priority. Now, it doesn't always go that way, hence why we always teach the physical skills as well. However, being able to say, hey, this person with what's going on now is probably, not feeling safe, and let me just relax a little bit and say, hey, no problem, just back off a little bit. It's not worth it, and I guess is what I'm trying to say. Back off, give them their space, walk away from situations, even if it means you got to swallow a little bit, and it's just not worth it in this time frame. Now, if they start to get physical, that's a different story.
Anybody we work with or anybody involved with us, we would say has a short temper or is anything but level-headed. You take responsibility for your actions, and that's why you came to work with us.
Right.
So I'm not saying that you guys or anybody out there we know of who's with us is prone to that. So please don't take that wrong. I truly mean that. But it's not you. Like you tell your kids when they start driving, I'm not worried about you necessarily. I'm worried about everybody else on the road.
No, absolutely.
And everybody else out there in public. So,
and I know we have
just-
plenty of people that watch our videos now that aren't normal training clients of ours, or they've trained with us a few times and they live in a different area of the country or a different area of the globe. So it's just important that anyone that's watching this is going to be posted on YouTube. It's evergreen, which means anybody can watch it at any time. That you think with a straight head, and even after this whole episode is over, there's plenty of opportunities to try to de-escalate things and walk away. And try that first, even if it means you got to swallow a little bit and realize that you like to clean someone's clock, or it just sometimes isn't worth it. Just walk away, try to de-escalate things. But once that line is crossed, or once they start to get physical with you, that's the game changer for us. And also knowing when that line is and when to respond is very important. That's something we talk about all the time in our classes. Hey, thank you, Patrick. It says, be safe. Thanks for the live cast. He'll catch us next week. He says, you'll probably help keep more people sane than you think. Thank you. Thank you, Patrick. Appreciate that positivity. That's outstanding.
Guys, if you can see something we're talking about and you question it or have questions, hit us up.
Yeah.
Post it. That was awesome. We were quick to try and we were chasing each other to try and get posted, and we double posted a couple articles, but
yeah.
If you want source material, we're happy to give it to you.
Right.
Or engage further if there's a question. So hit us up.
Absolutely.
It only benefits us and everybody else to talk about it.
Absolutely. And so you're part of the T4 family. Let us know what we can do to help you out. If you have questions or things you'd like us to cover in a future segment, let us know that as well. Scott, you want to add anything? Mike, you want to say anything else? No.
No. If you could just donate, that'd be great. We appreciate it. And again, taking care of those who take care of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, thank you for joining us tonight on our live stream. We might do one middle of the week. We've got some videos that are going to be released as well throughout the week. If you're interested in joining us for classes, head over to our website and get signed up. And remember, T4 Survival stands for Training for Survival. And our slogan is Training for Surviving the Fight of Your Life. We'll see you guys soon. Be safe, everyone. We'll see you next week. Take care.
Have a good one.